Hi there everyone, Retro Tech Ralph here. We're going to be continuing the continue the STF 1040 STF. Now I've just received today, I've not got much left in the post, so I'm looking forward to payday coming round. Bit sad, but I am trying to save up to go on a holiday, so yay. That'll be Retro Trip Ralph. So yeah, some jumper cables. These are probably long enough for what I need for this. If not, I can always cut these and extend them. I thought I actually bought a couple of these, but I must have been drunk when I bought these and forgot. But they've arrived, but I have a bigger problem than that. Is at the end of the last video, if you watch right until the end, this is the keyboard. And for some unknown reason, that, which is that way, yellow to the left, has come off the board. I can't push it back on because these pins are far too thin. So push it back on is like, yeah, that's not going to stop, is it? So either they've been pushed out of the side or they're just poorly soldered in. So what I might do is I might go and, where are we? Talking to yourselves. I might put a strip of these on it for the right width. Yeah. If they'll fit in there, I might actually use them in there, so I can possibly, if that will slide in and out of there, which it does. I've got a removable, you know, I don't really need it, but hey ho. So I've got a removable keyboard, so I'm gonna get on with that actually. To use those. Doesn't seem too tight in there actually. Seems like it could come off very easily. But it might be an option to do that, but I'm going to have to take this apart, and I'm not really looking forward to this. I've seen Back Office's video on taking this to pieces, and to be honest, it's either going to be an absolute nightmare or it's going to be a complete joy. So either everything's going to fall off or nothing is. So make that on standby. All screws. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in no particular order, 9, 10. Alright, let's go across the top. I'm getting a bit annoyed now. 11. Talk amongst yourself for a bit. 12. 13. I'm hoping that's that one. Didn't make a noise. 14. 15. I've already loosened these, by the way. I haven't took this off. 16. 17. 18. 20. 21. Now that's 21 done. Still got a few more to do. I've actually put a hole in the middle of these anyway, in this plastic section here. 22. We can cut back cat. Oh well. I actually 23. Right, I'm gonna stop at 23 for a second. I actually asked at the end of the last video what these two pins here were. If anybody stayed around for long enough. Now, and I was posting on Discord as well. I thought it was RA1, but that's this red block here, the 10K X8. This is a 10K resistor. But these two pins here, it must be the LED too, because down here in the bottom right hand corner is exactly the same. Yeah, it's alright. Exactly the same. Two bits hanging out. It looks like they've just not bothered trimming the ends off, which is a bit lazy, to be honest. So I think I've solved that. I mean, I thought there was like a component missing, maybe a capacitor or something. 24. So I was like in panic thinking that these up here had come off. 25. And it was a no show, this one. 26. Come on, gee. 27. Taking that one out, so it looks like it goes through. 28. Now does that go through to the board? Yes. 29. 30. You sadistic sods, Atari. Why would you do that many? So 30 screws hold this in place. Now, watching other videos, the keyboard's almost in one piece, where it looks like the actual parts are wedged in there. And then underneath this, apparently has a load of suckers, so, but I don't want to displace them. There's no screw on here, isn't there? It feels like there is. Oh no, yeah, there we go. If all the suckers are all in place, oh my god, no. No, they're not. Most of them have come off. Okay, that is a problem. Because now I need to put them all where they should be. And I know there's some on here which don't have anything on them. Right. What I need is the board. And I don't need the keyboard. So what I'm going to do is take all this lot off, and I want to dust this. Actually, I'm going to clean this. Get a bit of, actually, is it needed? Don't blow too hard. Right, what I'm going to do is take this, all of these off of here and put them in here. There's a specific way that these go. They're like little eyeballs, but there's little carbon parts that you press, and it will squash down that part against all of these. I know there's something with the Dr. A was saying that's the piece 2 is the return key, and I think one of them doesn't have one. And I think there's couple other things as well that don't have them as well. So while I'm doing that, I'll fast forward and we'll we'll see if I can get something on this, get this out of the way, so otherwise I'm just going to sneeze and blow these everywhere. Right, keyboard back down to bare minimum. It's a nice clean keyboard, this really is. I'm not going to put too many fingerprints on the dooblies, but mystery solved. Bottom corner here is just 2 pins from the LED that's precariously placed and bent. So in the bottom corner over here. There you go. The green one. Actually, I'm not entirely sure if it's a white or if it's just being painted white one. But I could always upgrade that, but this is definitely just the out parts of that. I might need to pull these around a little bit when I get around to it. So what I need to do is, there we go. I'll get used to this camera eventually. But then 2 coil parts there, the CO1, CO2s, is 1 to 8. Is 1 to 8. Behind 1 to 8. See how it works? Right, here's my problem with the camera. The camera has got a lens here, but there's a screen over here. Now, using the phone, I just look at the screen and then still forget that it was a little bit over there, but it's more of a, yeah, it's there, not under here where the camera, where the screen is. But yeah, you understand what I mean. I'm using a normal camera. So what it is it looks like these pins have snapped out from inside of the connector. So what I'm going to do is unsolder all these pins, get rid of them, and I mean I could. Now, I'm going to say I could quite easily just cut off all the wires and stick them all on, but solder them all inside, but I still want a bit of flexibility to this. So I am going to do those sort of connectors on it. So soldering iron out and on, sucker ready, bit of flux I think this time. I'm going to get soldering, so everything out of the way. This may take a while, so you might not want to be here for this. So I'll crack on with it and get back to you when I've done. Okay, soldering done. Now, you can see there. Focus in, thank you. That's actually not bad. For me, the 7 pins there, 6 and the one afterwards ain't bad at all. Underneath. I did it so you put the pins in first and then into the connector and then put it into the board. It's not entirely too loose. I think it's got enough to hold it in place. So I think I'm happy with that. It's a little bit too close to that bit there, but that actually holds it in place as well pretty well. So yeah, board successfully saved. All I need to do now is pop everything back on. But I was thinking, because these, I want to do a mod for these as well, but I'm toying with the idea of either taking these off, stripping 9 cables off each one and putting it somewhere else on the board, or would probably be easier, just make extension cables from these. And I do have some connectors somewhere I've put. I've got these from some parts at work and they're really overkill. The metal casing, but all I need is the connectors inside it. And there were parts that they were going to throw away at work. So it's a bit of a good thing to keep them, to be honest. I don't think they're connected to anything. Oh, there you go. So, yeah. I could easily mount these, use these screws to mount into the bodywork, or maybe put a tiny little nut and bolt between the hole on there and then out to the other side. Just completely strip them down, but yeah. They would do rather well then. Not about using them as the extension bits. I'll probably use smaller ones than that because I don't think they would fit in there. They're too bulky anyway. But, oh no, they will do. But I think 2 of those side by side look a bit stupid underneath. Too much weight on those parts. But I'll just make some lightweight ones anyway, or go to shops and get extension cables and just do it that way. It might be easier. So, yeah. Right. But that's going to be for a future project anyway. I'm not bothered about that. This is done. Now I need to reassemble this ruddy thing. And, yeah. Get on with it. So, back in a minute. Now, as I was saying earlier, the plastic part of the keyboard is really quite well made. All the keys are there. Sounds like a bag of Scrabble tiles. There is a little bit of yelling on that. I think I'll tackle that at a later stage. I'm more trying to do the hardware at the moment. I've got nothing major with dirt wise. I'll give this a good blowout before, but I think what I'm having a problem with is you might just see on here on the return key, there's a lot of yellow goo in there, which is the rust from the spring. I mean, it's not going anywhere. It's not gonna kill it just yet. I think that's what the part is on the return key is. There's a space bar as well, but might not be. But right, took precautions, put everything in a tub so they wouldn't go anywhere. Now I need to try and prop this up and reinsert everything. It could take a while, so back in 20 minutes or so maybe. Right guys, I've not fully put all the screws in, still a few short. I learn from my mistakes. Put everything back together and it doesn't work, then I have a problem. Right, what I'm going to do is see if it works. This is plugged in, new cables connected onto there, plugged in. Now, watch the bottom left. Power's on, good. Indicator for the floppies on. I've got no display on there at all yet, but let's see by getting this that way around. I'm hoping I'm going to get some sort of image on the display here. Floppies on. Okay, must be upside down. Hang on. The yellow light go off then. Power light's on there for, it's always on, that's gone off. Let's get up looking for it. Okay, let's try the data connection round again. opposite way around, and on you go. Come on, I want something off this. Okay, the keyboard fix seems to have worked. However, the Gotek doesn't seem to be working. Or at least the display doesn't. So what I might do is put the original display back on and see what I've done wrong. If I've done anything wrong. So, I don't know. As you have to have a memory card in to read something, which I have, but it shouldn't read it because it shouldn't be programmed to this. Now there is power getting to, as we can see my finger flashing, so it is reading that card. That's why it's flashing, otherwise it just glow strangely. Kind of concerning how that's permanently on. There is a sequence 4, 5, 6 doubled. Bit weird that. I'll try the ribbon cable the other way around again. I think it should be in that way because it will be twisted the other way around anyway. So power on, is reading it. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and now it's just going into light and dark. Well, that's how the cruisers work, they just kind of fade in and out. That's different, so it's either stopped reading it or I don't know. Display is definitely the right way. The light's turned off on here, so is that a good thing? I've just pressed the button and this has started to flash. See my hand flashing. Flash again, so it's maybe the display is not right then. I don't want to rip that off just yet, but I think I just have done. Okay, this is all a work in progress anyway. Power light's on and working. Let me see if I can get the actual see if it's working on the telly. One sec. Right, Gotek's in, power's on. I've switched it on with this way around. I don't know which way around exactly the cable will go, and this is if this is in, it's a straight in, no twist. Let me turn the camera to the telly. Telly has the full screen on. If I did it the other way around, my 2 floppy drives won't be shown, but there's still nothing on the display, so I'm guessing either I've blown it up or I've got the connectors on the wrong way around. But it's not a problem much. I can put the other display back in there. So at the minute we're doing well. If I could only get this camera straightened up. There we go. So yeah, at present we're all working and we're up 2, so I can, I don't know, that's what I think. If you don't know, every tap is a key working. Uh-oh. Would shift actually work with anything? Would control work with anything? I'm claiming that either shifts and the control and the alternate would never make a sound. I can feel the spring behind there, so I'm quite happy with that working. So all I need to do now, power out, and put this thing back together again. I do definitely need to get the board out, I think, and extend the power cables. Do I bother with just running extra cable, or do I just cut it? And I don't know. Let me screw the rest to the side. I don't know, how perfect do I want this, is the question. Enough or absolutely perfect? Because I'm sure I'm gonna play on this a few times, but I'm not going to be running it every single day as a main computer. The one thing that really gets me with the ST, and you don't really notice it until you've had one, is the quietness. It's absolutely deadly quiet, because there's no fans, there's no moving parts, apart from the fan that you don't hear. Not the fan, the motor that you don't hear anymore, because you're not running the disk drive. It's quite weirdly quiet. So it's nicely quiet. It's just, it's weird. With having a PC with you've got a PlayStation. The original PlayStation was, you turn it on, you'd hear the disk drive whirring. Running things on a memory card, I don't know. I don't know whether it absolutely just dispels my complete gaming playing ability. I mean, you think about it properly, all the gaming sort of things we've had over the decades. You have your arcade machines, you've got all the noise and all the rattle in the background and all the money in the slot machines, and there's more of an ambience with that, on the sound. Then you get your old games consoles, and it's going back to the original Atari 2600, where you just plug it in and off you go. I didn't feel like this when I got the Grandstand. Not originally, and not now when I did the Grandstand 3000. And it's kind of odd to think there's a computer running and it doesn't make a sound. I mean, it's good technology, because you've got your it's silent tech. But it just seems a bit weird. It just boots up quietly. You don't really do anything with it. Or is it just me being paranoid? Anyway, keyboard back together. One screw left, then the bar with the other two. Go. Hand tighten's good enough for me. Out of the way. Now, did it go there, there, there? It goes there. Kind of would like to have known what that was. Maybe there was a broken trace. Maybe there wasn't. Does it go that way? The bar here will obviously screw. So you push these in, it'll give you a bit more resistance, even though there's not much, if any, give in that. Just gives you a bit more strength. They may have had problems on older versions that they've had, and they needed to strengthen up a little bit. I thought that's a good idea. Don't know whether it is or not. The screws aren't long enough. That in? Yeah. Oh, I'm quite happy with that. Done. Now I can. Ah, no! Luckily, I saw where that went. Right, let's hunt the hole, shall we? There it is. Word for the future: make sure your pots are empty of anything you're doing before you throw them away. Thank you. I was trying to find them small screws again. Would have been a pain in my bottom. So, keyboard done. I'm happy with that, because I can easily take that off if I want to, and it seems a really hard connection now. Well, hard enough that I need. Once it's inside, it will never be moved. So, and obviously the mystery solved for the LED. 2 prongs there are definitely back end of the LED. And yeah, it is, because they're on bottom corner as well. Just lead you to if you might be able to solder something on in the future and maybe put some more lighting on it. Maybe even backlight this. I don't know about backlighting a keyboard. You have to drill into it and make some tiny little circuit mounted LEDs on the board, but you could power them from there directly. Chab it up a little. So right, that's keyboard repair done. Keyboard destroyed by me, but keyboard repair done. Anyway, it's getting on a bit, not on time on the video, but I'm hungry, so I'm going to call that a day. But thanks for watching. Let's see how far we go with this, and if we can get this sorted out. Why have we turned lights out already? There we go. I'm rushing to get out of here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. Just a quick update. I've been faffing since I've last been on this. This is going to be added to the end of the video. I've extended the cable for this because I figured out that this needs a twist, and I've got the display working, but I need to get this cable extended, so I'm going to be soldering into the board and getting it done. I could get an extender, but I don't want one. I want to do it properly, and I've got an extra long cable anyway. So next job is get that on with. I've already flashed this, by the way, so it should actually be working. I just need to figure out what to put on the memory card. So yay, thumbs up, and I'm all cooking with gas. Bye.